Hey, what's going on? It's XD here from Bedroom Studio Corner, and in this video I'm gonna be showing you how to make SA Deep House in the style of the Godfathers of Deep House SA. I'm gonna be showing you how you can achieve the sound that they have that is very minimal and very clean sounding. It's very simple. I will be using my sample pack, the XDizzle Music SA Deep House sample pack. If you don't have that, I'll put a link in the description where you can download it for free. So let's start. Okay, now first what we want to start with is let's start with a pad. See if I can open Gladiator. Just go in the pad, see what I can pick. Just go through the stuff and see what I can make here. Just get inside piano roll. I'll choose minor ninth. Put on C3. Let's hear how that sounds. Let's audition that quick. Oh, sorry. Let's go by master volume. Okay, that's not so smooth. Or rather, let me transpose that up. Okay, this one could work. Now, I want to move it all up to 4 bars here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and right here by 5. That's where it ends. So 4 bars. So I know it's really long. So what I usually like to do is I like to make my pattern, my track. Well, most of my sound, and pile them onto one pattern, and then later on when I'm arranging, then I can split everything into separate patterns, and then I can arrange. So it depends with how you work, what's comfortable for you. If you like to go pattern by pattern, that's also good, you know. But I like to just stack everything in a pattern until I get all my sounds together, you know, like this. So I just work here and I just fill up everything here. So now we've got our pad going on. I know it's not the best of pads, but you can tweak it out here. Like if I show the editor here, make it less harsh on the high end. I can just filter it down, do like a low pass filter. But anyway, that sounds good. Let me see if I can add some keys. I've got some ease keys here. Or is it EZ keys or EZ keys? I just call them ease keys. Just copy the same pattern, copy the same keys. Now I can lower that an octave down. You know what? I actually want these keys to change right here, because you can see the pad is sustaining right here. That's the pad in the ghost notes. Now, if you're gonna be using this, these melodic chord presets like this minor ninth, you'll find out that when you put in the chords, they are grouped. So you'll have to ungroup them if you want to edit them. Like you see, if I select one, it selects all of them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select all of them, and I'm gonna go right here on this arrow, go to group, and then ungroup. Then you can see that you can now edit each of them. Put my metronome on. I think my tempo was off here. Yeah, it was off. I was on 130. Totally forgot about that. Okay, remove that. Duplicate that. Now I know a lot of people have been asking me, how do you make chords? So I just want to show you how you can easily get chords. I'm not a huge guy on music theory, but it's just stuff to experiment on, you know, just moving the keys around and seeing what sound comes out, because then you can hear when it's off and you can hear when it's on. So you must just stay in key. Just hear what's right for you. Okay, let me bring these back up here. Try to bring this back down, bring that one here, bring that one here. Yeah, sounding nice. Then I can bring it back down an octave lower. Let me choose the phaser ballad. And you must understand with keys that if you want them to have that nice low soft sound, it's all up to the velocity here. So what you need to do is, my velocity is very high, so that's why they sound a bit harsh like that. But if I put them down here, you'll hear much softer. Let me put off the metronome. Much softer, but you'll need to turn them up a little. That's much more comfortable. Some sounds might sound harsh if you're just pressing on your keyboard and just pressing really hard, but sometimes just try and press them, you know, really softly. If you're making soft music, especially with deep house, then you can find out that some sounds you think were sounding awful and when could not fit in your song can actually get to fit if you just press them really softly. Okay, now next, let's see if we can add some bass just to give groove before we jump into the drums. Because I think our keys are fine. I can go to DX10 and put the log drum they usually use. Now I know that's a deep house favorite, so I'm going to use that one. And what you want to do with this log drum to get it to kind of sustain, because right now it's not sustaining, it's just, you know, it's just playing short notes. What you can do is you can go here on decay and you can raise your decay to make it go longer, so you can get a longer bass. So that's a very useful tip if you're gonna be using the log drum and you want to get longer notes, because I see a lot of people, they layer the log drum with a sub bass, and usually they kind of don't go well together. If you're mixing, you know, if you don't know so much about mixing, you won't be able to place them right, and it's not always a good thing to layer bass. You can just work with the one bass you have. Okay, my velocity is still low. put my metronome back on. Their bass is usually minimal. It's not usually big bass, like kind of bass like in soulful house. It's usually really minimal. I can transpose all this down. Now let's add as a kick. We use kick number 17. Now another trick when adding hats, as you can fill each 4 steps and then you can press Ctrl Shift and then slide to the left, and then you can align them in the middle of the kicks like that. Fill in these. Now that kind of a tom gives it kind of like an Afro groove. As soon as it's a ga ga, it's now more like a Afro groove. Let's add some clap. Just Add that crash there. We'll just keep it for later for when we are arranging. Okay, let's add that symbol 22 and then fill in 4 steps. Okay, not 4, 8 steps. Okay, 4 steps was fine. Sounds nice right there at the end. Oh, nice reverse crash. We can use that when we're arranging. So as you're going through sounds, it's always good to just put sounds aside for later on in your track. You know, just keeping them on the side so that you don't have to go back and look for them again. A nice little shaker sizzle there. Moves around the stereo field very nicely. You see, you can never go wrong with this XDizzle Music SA Deep House sample pack. It's got really nice sounds. Very Afro sounds. Now, if you're a huge fan of reverb, what you can do is that on your master, you can add reverb, and I would say use Fruity Convolver. Very nice reverb, and you can use it to give yourself kind of like a ambient feel as you're making your track. But you just have to be careful with this reverb because it affects everything. So you just kind of have to watch your levels on it. But what I would normally say is if you cannot use it like this, what you can do is you can add it to a track. Like, let's say, for instance, I add it on number 1. I add it over here. Then what you would want to do with this track is that you would want to right click on it and say dock to the right. And then you're going to see it over here. And then what you're going to do is that you can right click on it, rename color, and you can go here and say verb send. Choose verb send. Then now this is now your send. So anything on this track, you can just send it to the verb send, and then you don't have to keep using reverb all the time. You can just use that same one on everything to give it kind of a one room feel. All right, it's still there. Let me remove that one. Oh, the kick is routed to number 1. Okay. Let me put it on number 5. So basically our track is has come together. Now what's just missing is a few little synths just to move it around a little. Let's check out this Afro pluck over here. Let's see what sound it's got for us. That sounds nice. Let's duplicate that. Fill it in the whole way. Let's add the second one. Here I add sounds. Also add that there. We can work on the sound later. Just make sure we have a pattern on. Or rather, let's replace this with a Gladiator. I'm using the Gladiator because it's an easy plugin to use. It's got really nice sounds, and it's not so heavy on CPU as well. Let me also replace this guy with the Gladiator. Let's see what sound we can get. Let's look for more like a synth. Now I'm sending everything to that reverb send that we had made. Now you can start to hear all the sounds having like a nice room feel to them. I can increase the width. Okay, now can pick all these other guys, send them to tracks. Now what I just did there was I selected my tracks like this, and then I pressed Control L, and it will send all selected tracks, you know, selected channels to mixer, to free mixer tracks. So that's what I did. And then the log drum, okay, we're not gonna send that to the Verb. I think our song sounds full now, although I still feel like we're missing one thing. We're missing kind of like a voice, you know, something that's just gonna spice it up nicely. I think I'm gonna add a voice or something, and I'm gonna show you how you can add a little kind of like a dub feel to your song. Just adding a voice, your own voice, you know. I know some people don't like how the voices sound, you know, but you can add a little ad lib. You don't have to go through a million samples to look for a voice that can fit, of which you can just make on your own. So I just put here on track 1 on this pattern on the playlist. I go to my mixer. I have a tutorial on how to record into FL Studio, so I'm not gonna go through that right now. But then here we go. Got my voice there. Let me make sure audio is selected. Then I'll record. Hey, 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 hey. Okay, that wasn't like the perfect recording ever, but it was recording. So now I can make a proper recording. Hey, 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 yeah. There we go. Switch the mic off. Put that there. Rename that to vocal. Where's vocal? Where's vocal? There you are. Then I can send that to this Verb synth. I like that last one there, so I'm just gonna use that. It's always good to have choices, so you put in a lot of sounds, you find the one that works best. Add a phaser to it just to make the sound move. Sounds decent. I feel like it needs some delay. Now you can do the same thing with the delay as we did with the Verb send, remember? I'll just rename it first, and then I go to delay send, and then I can dock this to the right again, and then now we have a delay send. Now we put on fruity delay, we add our vocal to there. going back to those effects that we had saved, is I can double that, put this guy there, and make a new pattern and go back to the symbols that we had saved, if you remember that. Then we can, what I like to do with the symbols anyway, instead of putting them there, I like to see them. I like to put them as waves like that. Then I can actually see them. So what else we have? Okay, that we're already using. Okay, that we're using as well. Great. Then we can use that one as well. Place it right there. And then we can add more of these. Then we can add that there. Let's see what other sound we're not using as well here. Okay, that was the last one. Everything else we're using. Then what I can do with this track, I can send it to the delay, but not so much. I never go There we go. Now a quick tip on mixing, what you can do with all your sounds is that if you have, I have these synth sounds with the keys and the pads all stacked up here. What I can do is I can select all of these guys except the log drum, and I can send I can select them with a track, and then I can route them to this track routing, create submix. There we go. Then I can say synths, and I can save that there. Then I can move this guy to the side, out, right, out, left. Okay, so I can press alt and right, left. I can align him with these guys, and then I can color him. So now what I did is that I made a bus for all the synths so that they all come into this one channel over here. So what I can do with that is that I can EQ everything else except the bass, and make sure that they give room for my bass to come in, because if I play it back, you'll see that they already kind of have frequencies over here by the bass. So what I want to do is I want to cut around here so that the bass comes in clean without any interruptions from every other synth. So you can go on presets over here and choose 40 hertz plus 80 hertz. That's a cut. Then I can cut maybe up till here. So the bass can really cut through on the section here without anything else playing here and kind of fighting with it on the frequency area over here. So with that done, then now I know that everything is in a safe position. What I can do as well is that I can go to my other sounds, my percussion sounds, select all of them, and then what I would want to do is I would want to send them all to a track, to tracks, then Control L, then voila, they're all right here on the mixer. And then what I want to do is I want to select them again, select all of them, and select an extra that I'll use as a submix, then track routing, then create submix, then go over here and I'll select I'll just put perks on there. Perks, there we go. So now everything, all my percussion is grouped into this one channel here. So what I do with that is that I also, let me delete this. So what I do with that is that I also EQ the same way that I EQ the other bus that we had made, just to make sure that you know, most of these frequencies are leaving room for the kick and the bass to come in nice and clear. So I just remove maybe up until 100 hertz, just to be safe, because some of the sounds have kind of a little bit of low end to them. Now what you can do is that the perks master, you can also dock it, let's say I dock it to the left, and then you can dock all your buses on the left side. So it's just good to have that nice arrangement on. Then you know you can just mute them, and you have your kick and your bass and a few of the other samples over here. So already, if you do this, you're already mixing like professional. You're really cleaning up your sounds, you know. Then you can still go in depth with each sound and clean it and make sure you place it in a nice place. But it's always good to group your tracks on the mixer and make sure that you EQ all of them together, so you don't have to go and EQ each one in the same way, like adding a high pass filter on each and every channel. That'll chug a lot of your CPU and your performance won't be so great. So this helps just using one group and using one effect on all of them. So there you have it. That's how you make that nice clean deep house, like the godfathers of deep house SA. Please, if you're new, subscribe to the channel. Leave a like if you like this video. Let me know in the comments if you like this track. Check out my other videos on how to make SA deep house and share with other people. So it's been a pleasure. I'm XD and I'm out. Thanks for watching.